Have you ever created something musically or artistically that you were once proud of, then to look back on said thing years later and just wonder, what was I doing? I've been drawing fake Pokemon for years, and I've decided to go back and review all the ones that I drew 4 years ago because they are interesting. Welcome to DeadBedSpread's Fakemon Reviews, starring me, DeadBedSpread. In today's episode, we are going to be looking at a myriad of Fakemon I designed. Why a myriad? What does that mean? It's a lot. Why a lot? Well, because all these Fakemon are nowhere near as interesting as my 3 starters. So instead of reviewing 9, we are going to be reviewing 15. Aw, crap. Before I start, I just want to say that when compared to the original Pokedex, because my fake dex has 151 Pokemon as well, what I did was, whenever a new Pokemon was introduced in the original dex, I would introduce a new Pokemon in my dex. Then depending on how many times that Pokemon evolved in the original dex, I would evolve mine that many times as well. So for example, Caterpie is introduced at number 10 in the original dex and evolves twice. So Moi, my Pokemon at number 10 in my dex, also evolves twice. So on and so forth. Moi is a combination of the words aw and hairy molly, what we call a little hairy caterpillar in Ireland, I think. Maybe it's just me. Moi is a pure bug type, and this thing isn't cute at all. Like, it's way more creepy than cute, you know? It's like, holy Christ, if you saw that thing outside, you'd be like, kill it with fire. Kill it with fire right now. Find the nest. Burn its parents. Torture it alive. Die. At level 8, Moi evolves into Transis, a combination of the words transform and chrysalis. That's also known as a cocoon for those of you who don't know. Transis stays as a pure bug type, but it looks nothing like Moi. You know, that's kind of the point of a cocoon though. Like you wrap yourself in it, you know, you turn it into something that looks completely different. Interesting to note though, and I'll get to it when I get around to the other guys, is that in the original decks, Caterpie and Venonat kind of share this theory, whereas Caterpie's final evolution looks like the evolution to Venonat, and then Venonat's evolution, Venomoth, looks like the final evolution to Caterpie. So it's kind of like, with this cocoon that looks nothing like Moi, I tied it together with the Pokemon in my decks that would share the number with Venonat in the original decks. Kinda cool, kinda stupid, you know what, it's fine. At level 12, Transis evolves into Moth, a combination of the words moth and aw, it's a bug fairy now. But guys, like, come on, the point of going into Cocoon is that you come out looking different. What's changed here? It's got antenna, it's got wings. That's it. It's actually lost limbs. It had 6 legs, now it has 4. And it still looks creepy. Like, I would be able to forgive myself if it looked somewhat different when it got out of the cocoon, but it looks the exact same. No real life creature or Pokemon that ends up going into a cocoon looks anyway similar when they get out of it. In no way, shape, or form. Moth did not receive a Mega Evolution because it is terrible, and let's just forget about it. Let's go burn it with fire. Bye. At 13, we have Larby, a combination of larva and baby, and it's a bug type, and oh no. I literally have no words. At level 12, Larby evolves into Magul, a combination of the words maggot and bulk. Because guys, look at it. It's a little fat bug. So it's got little fangs, okay. It's also got legs, which maggots generally don't have. It looks like a hairy tardigrade doing a very racist Eastern impression. Yeah. At level 24, yes, the mid-20s. Imagine having this thing in your party that long. Magul evolves into Stagneon, a combination of the words stag beetle, neon, and stagnant. It is a bug dark type. You know what? I don't mind this too much. I think there's something cool that could be done with it. But I was one of those people who used light types in my fake decks. Why is a Pokemon that is based off a bioluminescent insect dark type? Why isn't it bug light? What was I doing? Stagneon, like Moth, did not receive a Mega Evolution. Also worth noting is the fact that because I based my fake decks off the original Pokedex, And because I did it shortly before X and Y came out, every Pokemon that Mega Evolves in my fake dex, their corresponding number in the original Pokedex also Mega Evolves. But because I made this before X and Y and not after Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, Pokemon that received a Mega Evolution in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, for example, Beedrill, their corresponding Pokemon in this fake dex will not receive a Mega Evolution. Boo-dee-hoo. Wah. At level 16 we have Ravion, a combination of the words Raven and Pigeon. Shouldn't that be pronounced Raven? No. Okay. Ravion is a normal flying type, and it's a little crow, you know? There's nothing sinful about it, it's just boring. It's a little crow with some silver bits, blue eyes, that's it. You know, it's fine. It's unremarkable, but it's... You know, it could evolve into something cool, you know? Maybe. At level 18, Ravion evolves into Raviator. What's different about this, you say? Well, it's got grey on its chest now. Its tail is longer. Got a grey bit. It's still normal flying. Raviator stands for Raven and Aviator, by the way, in case you didn't get that. It's also a bit angrier. At level 32, Raviator evolves into Raviate, a combination of Raven and Aviate. It is no longer normal and flying, but now steel and flying. If you look at its beak, you will notice that it is a mini airplane-shaped looking thing. All down its body, you will see these hole-looking things. That's because when Raviate flies, it looks like an airplane. Supposedly. I don't actually hate this too much. There's a very good idea in here somewhere, but my execution of it was, lame. Coming in at number 19, we have my Pokedex's version of the singular evolving normal type. What is it? It's Miniko, a combination of the words mini and koala. It's a pure normal type, and, guys, why is he doing that with his legs? Is he an invitation? Is he inviting us in? You know? Stop. At level 25, Miniko evolves into Coasal, a combination of the words koala and colossal. Why does he have a big old tail? Why does he have flippers for feet? What's going on with his hands? If I had actually taken the effort to look up stuff when I was younger, I would have found out that koalas have 2 thumbs on their hands. Not 2 thumbs altogether, but on the same hand they have 2 thumbs. That is one of the coolest things that I've ever seen in an animal. And this is just wasted potential. It's a giant koala. What could be cooler than that? A giant koala with 4 thumbs. Coasal is a pretty bland giant koala, but you know what, with some work it could actually be really, really cool. Coming in at 21, we have Pigeon, a combination of the word pigeon and chicken. It's a normal flying type. There is literally nothing I can say about this. Look at it. It is so boring. It's got a blue, chesty beard thing. That's it. It is so bland. I hate it. But at level 23, the whole point for Pigeon being boring is that it evolves into Ultraboss, a combination of Albatross and Boss. You know, this thing is pretty boring as well. The intention behind Pigeon in the beginning was to make it a kind of Magikarp-esque thing, where you find this really unremarkable little fart of a bird. And then through love and care, it evolves into this mighty dragon beast. But, Ultraboss isn't a dragon. It's water flying. So, I don't know what I was doing. They look nothing alike. There is no natural progression here. I don't even think Ultraboss looks like an albatross. Pigeon doesn't even look like a pigeon. Or a chicken. I'm very disappointed in myself. Coming in at number 23, we have Anakano, a combination of the words anaconda and volcano. It's a pure fire-type snake. The only thing that's really interesting about this is its fangs, which I think were meant to be kind of metal that go around its mouth, that then heats up, you know? Don't think that came across too well. Let's forget about Anakano. At level 30, it evolves into Volcabra, a combination of volcano and Cobra. Still a pure fire type, but this thing is way cooler than its previous evolution. Volcabra is one of those few Fakemon that I actually do like quite a bit. It maintains those weird metallic fang things, but I am a fan of how its neck frills are actually pipes, of which fire can shoot out of. Also along its back, but I didn't demonstrate that here. Tail's on fire though, you know, that's a super lazy thing that I shouldn't have done, but whatever. Volcabra, you can stay. You're pretty cool. So, like the 3 starters, there were obviously concepts, reimaginings, improvements that I've done to all these guys. I had a phase where I tried to go back to all my old Fakemon and redesign them, and when I got to Mano and Moth, I kinda just gave up, because I was trying to redesign them based on what I had originally done, and this concept is so trash awful, because the whole point of going into a chrysalis is that you come out looking different. you don't come out looking the same with wings, you come out looking like a completely different creature. Caterpie, Metapod, and Butterfree look nothing alike any Pokemon that evolves with a cocoon-based middle evolution. None of them maintain vast similarities before and after they get out, you know? This line is garbage, I never want to see it again. Goodbye. I did attempt to redesign the Larby line, with Larby being a full-on glowworm maggot, Magulk taking the form of a pupa now, which is because that's actually what happens in nature. It's not just, oh, I'm a maggot, now I'm a beetle, you know, so you gotta be... Actually, maggots turn into flies, so I don't even know. So the reason why they are based off maggots is because Stagneon was never originally meant to be a beetle. Originally, he was some sort of skeletal fly, as in just a creepy fly man with skeleton patterns all over him. So while I changed the last evolution to a beetle, the first two evolutions being maggots doesn't really fit into that. So I did change Magulk into a pupa. I redesigned Stagneon, now giving him 2 horns and kind of looking a bit more, you know, visible than just being this dark blob where you can't really see anything. The Ravion line never had a concept before this, because it was an idea that I was just so ready to get done that I never even thought of how I could make it better. There are a lot of ways of how I could make it better. The concept for Raviat is one that I'm still proud of, even though its execution was a bit befuddled. It is a Fakemon that I would like to go back and redesign someday. I created the Miniko line before we had X and Y, so it was a long time before we had Komala. While Miniko is pretty unremarkable and Kassal has a lot of missed potential, I would like to redraw and repurpose Kassal into a fake evolution for Komala. Think about it. A giant sleeping koala with 4 thumbs holding a tree instead of holding a log. That's cool. So, Pigeon, Ultraboss, nothing to say about him. They look nothing alike. I don't know what I was doing. It was so stupid. It was so last second. I was like, here's a bird. It evolves into a bigger bird, but they look different. I hate it. I just want it to die. Bye. Lastly, we have the Anako line. And you know what? Anako, he's just a snake. He's a snake with fire. It's fine. Fakebra is based off a cobra, but also from the Diamoralis from Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate. What? It is a Fakemon that I look back on, and I am proud of myself for the concept. Could be redrawn, you know, a bit better, but it's pretty good. Fakebra also serves as the inspiration for a new Fakemon line I am working on. It is a fire ghost line, also based off cobras. The head of the cobra is a fake face, and the face that appears on the frills is its real face. It's an idea I am very proud of. It's gonna be cool. Yeah. Whew, well that was interesting. 24 out of 151 done. So, you know what? We can do this. We're almost halfway there already. No, we're not, guys. The next one. Oh jeez, something's coming next time, guys. I'm not ready for it. I can't. It's probably the one I hate the most. It's coming next. I'm looking at it right now, guys. You have no idea what's coming. Bad things are coming. Things are coming that I'm never gonna be able to live it down, guys. You don't know. You don't know, guys. No. Anyway, guys, your support is appreciated. You can find all these guys on my DeviantArt. It's the same name as my YouTube, DeadBedSpread. I did redesign Stagneon to kind of look more like a beetle instead of like just a weird, thorny-headed prick.